Hey guys, welcome back to another Buddy Fight video. Here to talk about the regular list update, because I know it was a long time ago, and also talking about Disturb Hand Dragon, kind of as a theory craft for the deck, and talking about how things will go for Buddy Fight, because there are no more new cards being added, and we're still getting support for the TCG. Hopefully they'll update the regular list, which is what I'm here to talk about. Anyways, first off, we have Overturned Black Death Dragon Abigail getting completely banned, which is obviously for very good reason, because curses are pretty much unstoppable if they get it. And obviously getting a turn for free is pretty free, plus you get free protection from it, and yeah, it's like, there's a very good reason why Abigail was banned. Like, death looping was really dumb in the first place with Grandfather Clock. They banned that for a reason, stopped you from looping turns, but then curses can just get so much advantage from this, so thank goodness it was banned. Another thing I want to talk about that is very disturbing, I feel like I keep making this pun accidentally. Disturb Hand Dragon. Now, Disturb Hand Dragon is basically the Obstruct, but more free. And I want to talk more about this later, but Obstruct, and I'll get to more cards after, but Obstruct was basically, let me bring it up actually, because I'm a BFA. That's the whole reason I opened up BFA. Obstruct was banned for a very good reason, because you could basically go first, just, where is it? Keep drawing cards, there it is. Wait, no, that's Loyalty. Here it is, Obstruct. So, Obstruct can basically just, you can cast this during your opponent's turn, but if you're going first, you can just get so much advantage, drawing cards that it basically doesn't affect you going to your second turn, and your opponent's screwed because they can't draw. Disturb Hand essentially does the same thing, except there is no penalty to you at all, and he's also searchable with Future Card Buddy Fight, which is very disturbing to think of. And then Future Palette also came, and of course we also have Grace of the Sun Deity to protect any card on your field, which I'll actually pull up right here. So Grace of the Sun Deity is obviously a good card because it protects you from everything, all card effects, and this is before the announcement that a game was ended. But the disturbing thing is that Future Palette, this card right here, going back to it, is actually a card that was mentioned or revealed right after the regular list. And this is strange to me because if you're gonna hit and just straight up ban Abigail, why not also affect Disturb Hand as well? Like, just ban him or limit him to one. But either way, you can search him as long as you have one copy in your deck, and he's obviously set as your buddy. Future Card Buddy Fight can search him and get you 2 gauge for free. So on the left, as you see here, is just like a theory craft for like a 5th Omnilord deck or 5th Omnidrum deck. With the addition of Disturb Hand Dragon. So Future Card Buddy Fight here searches for gauge 2, grab any buddy from your deck, or you can search for an impact, which is this impact right here, which I'm going to talk about later. And of course, start attack phase, give +2 crits, so just give 4 crits to Disturb Hand and swing. But the main point is being able to search your buddy from your deck very consistently, and while Electro Deity does have the 2 gauge spell null, can't cast cards of the same name, you're pretty much always going to get this off, and especially if you're going first, unless they somehow have it in hand. Yeah, it's very consistent, makes a lot of other combos in this game very disgusting. Zodiac, well, Zodiac already has a good searcher, but yeah, a lot of decks really benefit from this. It opens up a lot of really crazy things, and is also very nice for certain decks, but yeah, it's very strange, because you can set any card as your buddy, and it's also usable in all flags. Also, Chaos, in the regular list, also got a lot of their cards updated as well, so they can actually play them. But when it comes to Chaos, Loyalty and other things kind of just kill it. So yeah, Chaos is still kind of a bad deck at the moment, unfortunately. But yeah, nothing's really going to happen with Chaos, even with their rebeat. Anyways, back to Future Palette. So Future Palette is very good for one reason. It protects a card, a buddy, and with 1 gauge counter shove into soul, it is really hard to play around in counter timing. So 1 gauge, put this card into soul of your buddy and your field if you do draw a card. So there's automatically no limitations. 1 gauge is fairly cheap for most decks because, you know, there's so much resource now. And the fact that you can do that anytime, I can do it during your turn, my turn, final phase, whenever I feel like it. It's just free shoving the soul, gets +5/+5. Soul Guard cannot be destroyed, leave the field, or rest by opponent's card effects. So you do need Grace. It does not have anti-soul drop, so it doesn't have protection for everything. But pretty much any card effects cannot touch that card anymore. So you have Disturb Hand set as your buddy right here. Search him out, get 2 gauge for free. And Future Palette gets shoved into soul. And basically the theory craft here is that if it gets popped, you Dragonic Resurrect, bring it back during final phase, and then if they try doing any spells, as long as they don't get a timing into you first, because obviously they have to play their turn, they have to play a spell, then you can basically just respond to their card. So let's say, I don't know, you're playing against, I don't know, Draw Metal, and they try to oppress you, you just go, bam, okay, I'm going to shove Soul into Disturb Hand, now you can't touch Disturb Hand, unless you can destroy him during battle, and yeah. But he's basically untouchable, so for your whole main phase, up to your attack phase, you cannot touch him, and you cannot draw cards. And this is pretty important for basically every deck in the game, except for those decks for maybe like Super Warrior, some examples of other Time Dragons, technically, kind of, But there are other decks that, you know, have check top 3s or look at top 3 cards of deck that don't fall under the draw keyword. But yeah, dragons, especially for this drum Reeve right here, that is very strong. You can search up and then pay 1 gauge to drop. You also have Evolution Future. Eventually we'll get this card. Some other strong cards, Fifth Omni Arises. I'm not going to go over the whole deck here because I haven't tested it, but this is just like an idea of what Disturb Hand could do, and it's pretty scary. So you have drop effects from Drum Bunker Reeve, sorry about that, and Disturb Hand basically doesn't let your opponent play the game, pretty much, and it's very consistent. Now, I guess you could bounce Disturb Hand to hand, but obviously Future Palette, and if you're also playing Grace on top of this, maybe for drum protection, I don't know. Obviously, Disturb Hand isn't getting touched by card effects anyways. You could also do like Dragonic, let me find the card, Dragonic Force Field effects right here. Where is it? Dragonic Force Field, so then monsters to your left cannot be destroyed. So basically, you basically protect Drum on your right, let's say, and then Disturb Hand on your left for free. They can't be touched. Sure, Drum can be destroyed by card effects, but yeah. Sorry, you can't be destroyed, obviously, if you cast this card. But what I mean is, like, you know, bounce, drop soul, stuff like that, if you don't have Grace active. But yeah, Disturb Hand is just a very strange card to have, especially at the end of the game like this, when they're not adding any new cards. And Bushiroad, if you see this video, and I know other people have already made videos talking about Disturb Hand Dragon, calling people out, I just really wish Bushiroad would do something about this, because it is just a really strange card to have in the game when Obstruct is banned, and is obviously one of the best cards in the game because it just gives you free just limitation to your opponent without any really anything to your deck. I mean, sure, it takes up some deck space, but it gives you so much advantage, just stopping your opponent from doing any draw card effects. I mean, cards like Buddy Grandas here does get around it, but it's still just a very strong card, and obviously being able to gauge to search for it, Future Palette getting you the free draw, etc, etc. There's also very interesting appliances of Future Palette, because obviously these two cards combo very well. You get the 2 gauge search and Future Palette, and obviously if you've already Buddy called, assuming Disturb Hand Dragon's call wasn't nullified, then you can just call him back from drop. And even if he was nullified, actually wait, no, if he wasn't nullified, you don't get the Buddy Rest, so you can't use Dragonic Resurrect. But the point is that it's pretty easy to get Disturb Hand Dragon back, and yeah, he's just pretty ridiculous. I was thinking of looking into other cards that can grab Armor Dragons from drops. There is, like, if you're playing an Ein, I was thinking about this Ancient World card right here, the D-Share one. Where is it? The one that grabs size, this one. Like, pay 1 gauge, grab size 1 or less. Monster from drop zone back into your hand. But these are just some ideas, because this card is just so good. And the fact that this combo here can basically be used in any deck is just insane. Well, granted it is generic, so technically you can't use Future Palette in every deck. But yeah, Future card Buddy Fight and Disturb Hand Dragon is pretty easy combo, just to say to your opponent, sorry, you can't really play the game anymore. And yeah, it's just a problem. Obviously there are other problems in the game, but I think Disturb Hand Dragon is one of the biggest ones at the end of the game, where there's no longer any more cards that are going to be added, except possibly promos, which I think Bushiroad said something about it. If you guys remember, tell me, but I don't think they said for sure promos will come, but I think it's a possibility. And obviously they might update their regular list, so hopefully they will do something to hit Disturb Hand, because it's pretty disgusting. Just some other cards. Gijitsu Style is just nice for rest, and obviously you can gauge. This card is very free. Check top 3, gets around Disturb Hand, I don't know, in a mirror. I'm not sure about Drum SD, but he's kind of just in here because you can pop soul, you can combo it with Mizaru. Aliad is just kind of in there. Imperial Fang, to the Searcher, and then just draw power. I had, what was his name? I had Sky Dragon Divinity in here before for extra draw power, but again, I haven't tested this deck, so I'm not sure what else it really needs. But yeah, some other interesting decks to note. Sun Dragons is also very nice. Jack is, I don't know, I can't say Jack is really good deck, but very interesting. Thunder Empire got very nice cards, but still not highest up there. There's also this card that exists. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting other decks in the game. Also, yeah, Dragon Knights are also really cool. So yeah, I think Everydaybuddyfighter already said this, but he also mentioned a lot of the decks, you know, getting some good, really bad support. He did an F in the chat for Buddy Fight. I know I haven't done a video like that, but he did the salute for Buddy Fight, as the last set came out in Japan. So yeah, wonder how that's going in Japan. We still have the last English set coming in September, because ours is way behind, and unfortunately, assuming because Bushiroad has not said anything, that we will not be getting the rest of the collab sets, obviously, because Buddy Fight is ending, or at least there's no more products. So yeah, we still have some more info to go, but I'm just really hoping something happens to Disturb Hand, because this combo is very hard to get around. For Disturb Hand, if you look in like the ruling PDF for calling monsters, let's say you cast like a Destroy 2 or less in response to Disturb Hand's call, you obviously can't target Disturb Hand because he has not entered the field yet, and then once he's entered the field, you're going to have to wait if your opponent tries to use any kind of effect that destroys a monster, unless it's maybe automatic effects. Just off the top of my hand, maybe you can get around if I'm remembering the chain route. I don't quote me on that, but yeah, basically if they try to use any effects, you just respond to it. Future Palette, shove into Soul, bam, they just can't touch Disturb Hand Dragon unless they drop Future Palette's Soul. Maybe you want to play like Grace or something as another backup, but yeah, there's very few decks that have the resources to go completely out Disturb Hand Dragon, and even then, it's still just a free card to play in Dimension Dragons as well. Yeah, there's also Holy Wear, but I feel like Holy Wear is kind of not as great now. Also, this card just destroys Holy Wear as well, because no damage reduction. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys are still playing the game, or maybe you decided to go away to Vanguard, then yeah, I'm interested to hear what you guys have been doing. If I'm being honest, I really haven't been playing the game that much, but I think Disturb Hand Dragon is something that needs to be like just acknowledged by Bushiroad, because clearly with all this crazy stuff happening with Future Play, Future Buddy Fight, and all these crazy re-B cards, there was some thought that went into it, but obviously the game is kind of in a chaotic state, so I'm hoping that they still pay attention at least in the final year of Buddy Fight. Actually, until I think it's 2021. We're still getting product support. Obviously, this is the last year for tournament shops. There's also the Bushiroad remote Discord server if you want to check that out and play there. But yeah, last sets in September for English. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later in the next Buddy Fight video.